the Taiidan Empire. As we approach the galactic core, resistance is expected to increase. We have identified a weak point in the enemy defenses. There is a remote research station located near an active supernova. It should only have a minor garrison protecting it.
Hyperspace jump successful. We have cleared the outer rim dust bank.
The research station is located here. Assemble a heavy strike force and destroy it.
The supernova is 215 light-years away. It is emitting intense radiation.
Strike craft are especially vulnerable to this radiation. Capital ships will be the most effective due to their heavy armor. Research Division reports it is now equipped for proximity sensor technology. We advise commencing research immediately.
Excellent. We're attacking a station whilst a supernova is happening. If we stray outside these lovely dust clouds that are along the path, then our ships will start to take damage at a regular rate. So strike fighters aren't going to be very useful here, as stated previously. Now, we do have several resource pockets that we could utilize. We got one over here and one over here. This one has no defenses. I'm not sure about this one. However, this one does have more dust cloud cover. Now, it's not going to be likely that our resource collector resource collectors and controller will be able to get over there without being destroyed. They might be able to, but I'm not taking that chance because they're semi-expensive. What we do have, however, is the ability to build carriers. So we're going to start construction of one immediately. Now these carriers are basically like mobile motherships, except from the fact that they cannot produce destroyers or cruisers or anything like that.
Research Division reports it can produce a Corvette-class mine-laying ship. We advise commencing research immediately.
We'll get onto that in a second. We can effectively use the carrier to set up a resourcing operation at one of those resource areas, and also the carrier can build lovely, lovely resource collectors, which is the best part. However, there is a second thing that we can do. Now, just earlier, it said that there were mines, or at least mine layers. Mine layers mean mines, and you get the point. Now, these mines are invisible to regular sensors. So, utilizing proximity sensors, if we go to research, will allow us to detect enemy cloaked vessels and mines. Now, I'm going to tell you a bit about this map before I tell you what the strategy is. There are two paths to get to the supernova station unhindered. There is the main path, which just goes straight there. And there's one that goes along here, which requires a lot of hopping between different dust clouds.
Research complete.
I mean, we'd have to hop from this one down to the other one. If you can see, we have to drop down, and then we have to go along, and then we switch over to this one, and then we switch over to this one, hop along, climb up, hit the station. Now this one is going to make a much, much faster way of getting there, and it's more direct as well. However, this one has mine layers in it, and therefore it has mines in it, so we're going to need proximity sensors. Now, I do believe that proximity sensors can't move once you've moved them. If that's the case, then we're going to be doing something slightly different. We're just going to grab a proximity sensor because we can. Luckily, they don't cost that much. The alternative is that we bring the carrier with us, and it will periodically build proximity sensors and probes to be able to give us some notion of defense. Uses motion. No, doesn't have anything about it being single shot. Okay. We're going to move it once. And we're going to move it up to... Move it up a bit. There. And it's going to open up in a pentagon. Yes, I wanted to say pentagram, but that's wrong. And once it's deployed, it should show us any mines that are in the area. Unless it gets destroyed by a mine on the way, in which case we know that there are mines in the area. You should be done now. Seems like nothing's here. And we can still move it. Okay, that's good.
Carrier complete.
Excellent. Right. So, here's what we're going to do. This central fleet here, fleet,
Strike group moving into position.
is going to be the fleet that we're going to have everyone else follow. So we're going to have
Copy.
these
Course set.
disengage,
Strike group breaking up.
these
Ready.
break up,
Destination.
and what we're going to
Strike
do is we're going to get every single ship we want to guard
reporting. Standing by.
the missile destroyer,
To formation.
which means that they'll all group around the missile destroyer, and that's really easy. We're also going to have the carrier, going to load it up with attack bombers and the salvage corvettes, and we're going to have it follow.
Understood.
No, no, no.
Docking
Dock with the
carrier.
carrier.
Acknowledged. Understood. Docking signal green.
We also need the carrier to stay docked, don't we? Yeah, we do. Otherwise, there's no point, is there?
En route. Docking with carrier.
Now, we may want to use attack bombers at some point. We may not. I am unsure at this point. But we're going to have the carrier follow our main combat team just to give it the ability to reinforce. And also capture. Because I believe we can capture frigates. I don't know if we can capture destroyers and higher using the carrier. I'll have to... Well, we'll have to check, won't we? We can also build more salvage corvettes if we wanted to salvage everything in the universe. We can also build more sensors and all of that, and it's pretty good.
Reporting.
Right then.
Group 4. Copy.
No, not you. You.
Confirm.
Yes. We're going to send you to the proximity sensor.
Ready.
Then we're going to have the carrier
Escort duty
guard the
confirmed.
missile destroyer. You see how I'm doing this, right? Now, that proximity sensor should mean that we don't encounter any mines on the way, unless, you know, they're being sneaky and don't get detected by proximity sensors, which would be rubbish. But yeah, our fleet of
Acknowledged.
so many ships is going to be very useful. How many ships is this? Oh, hang on, I can just check. We've got about 40-ish capital ships. Yeah, 40-ish capital ships. And we're just going to completely rinse anything that comes along. And we're going to try and not take any losses. And we're also going to try and capture theirs, so that we can bolster our fleet way above the frigate capacity. I mean, we've got higher than the destroyer capacity. We could capture some more destroyers if we wanted to. Though if we were really playing the game properly, which we're not, last mission with the ghost ship, we could have just continued building ships until we have all of our fleet, like 100 worth of frigates in that control area. But of course we didn't have enough resources. Anyway,
Roger.
You've now moved.
Resetting navigation.
Reset navigation. And we're going to move the proximity sensor up, except someone's taking damage. Probably because they moved outside the dust cloud. Is that correct? No. Okay, then proximity sensor, you're not really detecting any cloaks, are you? Not detecting the minefield. Okay, right, let's move up again. Switch to this. I'm going to go upwards. And I want to make sure that we're centered. Good.
Confirmed.
Follow the proximity sensor.
Locked in.
That is until it gets destroyed. Yep, that's fun. Let's move the proximity sensor back. We got some heavy corvettes. We got some interceptors.
Group 4 standing by.
4 and 3 and 5 and 2. You're on defensive. 2 deploy drones.
5. Group 2 copies. Stay sharp. Escort pattern locked in. Frigate under attack. Supporting friendly units.
I mean, these are only interceptors after all. They're not even trying to attack the proximity sensor anymore. Stop moving.
Setting drives to idle.
Also note that we've got missile destroyers, so these guys should go down pretty easily.
Group 2 copies.
Also, if you see, all the drones in the universe, so very useful. Group 3, do you want to engage those? Because you technically are supposed to be good against corvettes.
Group 3 reports victory.
Excellent. Right, Group 2. Dock all your drones together whilst they're creating masses and masses of fireworks. Definitely isn't subtle.
Reporting.
We're also going to set everyone back to
Stand
passive.
out. We're on hold. Group 3 copies. At ease.
Good.
At ease. At ease. Group 4.
And we're going to set these guys to follow
Move order confirmed.
proximity sensor again. And the proximity sensor is going to move forward.
Group 5
5,
reporting.
if you want to focus on healing.
Repairs initiated.
Since
Ready.
some of our frigates took quite a bit of damage there.
Acknowledged.
Hopefully this amount of support frigates should keep all of them alive.
Ready.
Right,
Group 2 copies. Group 3
you
copies.
guys,
Guard
you
order
need to
confirmed.
continue guarding,
Roger.
please. 2, you shouldn't have had anything open, but whatever. Okay. We don't see anything else, and we are about a third the way. Lovely. This is going to take so long.
Acknowledged. Confirmed.
Good. Proximity sensor, you may move again. And we've got a mine layer corvette, which currently seems to be deploying mines, which we should be able to see if we move the proximity sensor closer. Since I believe the proximity sensor has a lower range than its regular radar. See, we can see mines with the same icon that the drones have. Now, dealing with these mines is going to be something completely different. Do we have the ability to deal with them? Not sure. But if we kill the mine layer, that should stop any more being created. And as you can see, they were formed in a sphere, which makes sense. Yeah, we've got incoming.
Group 2 standing
2
by.
deploy drones.
Escort pattern locked in.
I'm gonna go round and round. You guys want to shoot the mine at all?
Mines detected, fleet.
Okay, we don't need the proximity sensors to see mines. Never mind.
Group 2 reporting.
Yeah, I forgot. Defensive.
perimeter set. Group 3 standing by. Defensive tactics confirmed. Keep your eyes peeled. Group 2.
Okay, I guess we're going to use a destroyer to basically take all the mines.
Group 2 standing by.
Let's send some.
Attack vector laid in.
Let's send some assault frigates in. Take out the mine layer. I have a theory. If we move our drone frigates up, will they be able to intercept the mines?
Group 3 has defeated the enemy.
Right. Those mines seem to be gone. There seem to be a lot more ahead, because of course there is. Right.
Escorting
You
friendlies
people,
acknowledged.
guard you. Wait for the destroyer to have its HP filled. Luckily, we don't use up resources healing. If we did, then this would be aggravating beyond anything you could imagine. Disable strikecraft. I have a theory.
Berths are clear.
Could we use a gravity well generator to disable the mines? Because a gravity well generator would disable the movement of strikecraft. It might also disable the movement of drones.
Copy.
But it doesn't have an IFF, so it will do the same for both friends and enemies. Launch. Right. We can't see them anymore, can we? No, we can't.
Group 2.
Why do you still have drones out? Why? Oh, and at the same time we'll build a proximity sensor. Just because we can. Use it as a marker, because it's a probe that can move.
Sensor complete.
Launch proximity sensor. And gravity well generator
Gravity well generator complete.
in addition. Which is actually as big as a... It's as big as a frigate. That's mad. Looks cool though. Right, we'll move this to the front since it's expensive and we want to, you know, destroy everything we ever loved. We're also going to move this to the front as well, so that we can try and detect them. I might be completely wrong about if proximity sensors detect ships. Okay, you are deployed. Not sensing anything. Probably the dust cloud. Move forward.
Acknowledged. Destination locked in.
It's probably going to disable the proximity sensors engines if I do this.
Confirmed.
Yeah, let's test.
Coordinates confirmed.
Right. Enable the gravity well generator. Try to move the proximity sensor. Okay, right. Proximity sensors not affected by gravity generators.
Roger.
Alternatively, they are, and there is actually an IFF. You took some damage. That's not disconcerting.
Reporting.
Yes, it's a heal, please.
Repair order confirmed. Standing
Anyway, we can use the gravity well generator to our advantage,
Group 6.
so I'm just going to have it guard the missile
by.
destroyer.
Moving into formation.
Just make
Group
sure
2.
everyone else is doing the same,
Escorting friendlies.
and we're going to move.
Strike group coordinates locked in. Moving to destination.
Right. We need to start going up again. I believe. Yeah, we do. Anyway, slowly but surely making our way across the map. Probably don't want to go that high. Don't want to go that low either. At some point, I'll get the right location. Anyway, we're closing on the Supernova station. About halfway. Because I take too long. Minimal enemy resistance. Probably because they can't see us when we're in the dust cloud either. Which is why this is the weak point in the Taiidan defenses. Because, you know, the Supernova makes it so that you can't see. No. The dust clouds that they're using as cover make it so that you can't see.
Ready.
My god, destroyers are slow. Noting that we're going as fast as the slowest unit, which
Ready.
is the ion array frigate.
Reporting.
No, which is the multi-beam frigate. Interesting.
Acknowledged.
Well, the carrier is going at the same speed as the multi-beam frigate, which is useful. Means that all of our fleet moves at the same time.
Standing by.
Yeah,
Group
support
5
frigates.
standing
Make sure
by.
that you're actually healing everything.
Understood. Repair target locked in. Copy.
Okay. We're going to move a bit ahead. Then we're going to say stop. Once it gets a bit too far.
Setting drives to idle.
Imagine how long it would take if we went the long route, right? We would be at about here, right? About this location. And then we'd have to go the same length up to here. Whereas this is only like a few minutes shorter.
Acknowledged.
Yeah, give me a second, I'm going to take a screenshot. Lovely. Right, now that that's done, we can get that back. And we have destroyers. We have destroyers. Now, we could play the game of capturing them. But I'm not so certain that would be a good idea. Anyway, right. There are a few destroyers over here, and a heavy cruiser. Oh, heavy cruiser. I want it. Give me a second. I'm going to build some more salvage corvettes.
Assembly underway. Construction underway.
I'm going to build about 10. Yeah, sure, it uses up about 2,500 of our resources, but if we can get this heavy cruiser, my god, it's going to be good. The heavy cruiser is the heaviest ship in the game, right? It is the class above destroyer. And I also believe there's a missile cruiser as well, in addition to a missile destroyer.
Salvage corvette complete.
And now we just wait for the salvage corvettes to be constructed. We might not have enough space. No, I think we're going to be fine. Now, we need to make sure that our fleet doesn't accidentally destroy the cruiser, and we need to make sure that the cruiser doesn't actually kill us. So that's going to be fun to deal with. Let's see. The cruiser is equipped with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ion cannons. You know, these things are ion cannons. I don't think he'll be able to fire all of them in one. This seems to be blocking. So between 3 and 4 should be able to fire at once. No, between 2 and 4, because if you're at the very back, you won't be able to get hit. These also seem like missile pods. I don't know if they use missiles.
Salvage corvette complete.
Now, the amount of The amount of salvage corvettes we need to take this thing out is, I believe, 6. So we're going to build plenty so that we can get this thing back without, losing it. Hopefully we only need to get it to the carrier, because if we need to get it to the mothership, it's going to be very, very annoying. Right.
Salvage corvette complete.
Maybe I should have started construction of these beforehand, but whatever. We can probably have the rest of the salvage corvettes come in at a later date, so... right. Group 4. Hello again. Please form up.
Group 2 standing by.
Group 2, you're going to hang back. Group 3, you're also going to hang back.
Group 3 standing by. Group 2 standing
You're
by.
there just in case fighters appear.
Group 3 standing by.
Group 4 is going to help deal with things. And also try to take a bunch of the damage. Group 4 is going to take out the destroyers. And hopefully not shoot anything that, we need. So we're going to set this thing on passive. We're going to get ourselves the salvage corvettes once the last one's built. Actually, no, we can just say launch selected and then launch the rest of them when needed.
Salvage corvette complete.
Standing by. Understood.
Right, sphere formation, fellas. You're going on passive, you're going on evasive to get your speed up. Right, this should be good. That should be enough salvage corvettes. Hopefully we don't encounter anything evil.
Group 2.
Now, Group 2 and Group 3 should be following Group 4, so this is good.
Engage capital ship.
Let's do this.
Salvage corvette complete.
Noting that we want these guys on control 6
Group
and
6
guarding
assigned.
Guard
the
order
carrier.
confirmed. Group 3
Fellas.
standing by.
Group 5 reports enemy contact.
Back up.
Frigate under attack. En route.
Back
Group
up.
2. Understood. Flak frigate taking heavy damage. Group 3. Group 4 copies. Breach in starboard fusion chamber.
Right.
Engineering report
Should be
damage.
dealing quite a bit of damage now.
3. What's our damage?
Yep. Oh, it's got 2 on the front. Okay, it's got 10 ion cannons then. That's lovely.
Engage capital ship.
I know some of them are just regulars. Right,
6 reporting. Group 4. Strike group
we're going to be moving up,
coordinates.
trying taking as much of the flak as possible.
Course set.
Um,
Heavy fire. This is a cakewalk.
Group
This is
4,
a cakewalk.
attempt to move and engage, please.
Frigate lost.
Attacking capital ship. Strike group moving into position.
Right,
Group
all
2
of you
reporting.
going to
Stand down.
passive.
We're on hold. Group 4 copies.
Group
Group
5, you've taken quite a lot of fire from the heavy cruisers because apparently it's got a brain.
Repair order confirmed. Copy.
Attempt to repair those. Right, heavy cruiser. You're now in the custody of the Kushan Exiles. Let's see how. Let's see where you guys, where you need to go. Because if we can have this thing on our side when we're attacking, by God, that's going to be cool. You seem to be heading back to the mothership, don't you? In which case, it's a pretty direct way. Is it pretty direct? Yeah, it's pretty direct. You should be fine. Maybe.
Destination locked.
Yeah, we're gonna have you follow just in case. Fellas.
Strike group coordinates locked in. Strike group.
Break up the sphere formation.
En route.
Just follow. Okay.
Confirmed.
We're only going to be taking this heavy cruiser. Once we get it, we should have the technology to build more.
One standing by.
Anyway, that took quite a lot of our stuff, and we no longer. We only have one. We have one support frigate. Lovely. Anyway, we have the ability to. We're nearly
Four
there.
standing by. Strike
So
group
let's keep
coordinates
going.
Locked in. Group 2. Escort pattern locked in. Group 3 copies.
Yeah, we lost quite a bit of support. We still have quite a lot of shooty, however. Right, there's an assault frigate. There's a few fighters, or rather defenders. We're not using fighters today, lads, so
Roger.
we shouldn't have a problem.
Guard order confirmed. Nice to be with you.
We also have some salvage corvettes here if we want to use them. Actually, I'm going to build some more. I can't. We're at maximum corvettes. or a maximum salvage corvettes. Right, we can only have 14. As you can see, quite a lot of defenders in a kind of shielding formation. We've got a few ion cannons, and we've got a research station. Now all we need to do is we need to take out the research station. That's it. They've also got a carrier, which is probably going to help build additional reinforcements if they have any. Now the problem is, do we want to attack it in the shade, or do we want to attack it outright? Well, considering that the fact that most of their fleet is in the front, we are going to go around.
Strike group moving into position.
And pray that we don't get detected. Or rather, pray that we do get detected, because they're going to have to go through, they're going to have to go without the dust cloud. We've got assault frigates incoming. They probably detected us, so therefore we're going to have to engage those. Right.
Strike group coordinates locked in.
Right, people. Switch around, please. Because we got assault frigates incoming.
Strike group to battle positions. I caught one. Light fire confirmed.
You're attacking my carrier. The carrier is not going to get killed by assault frigates. So, rest in peace, friend. I mean, they did bring assault frigates to a ion cannon fight, didn't they? We're also getting flak from some of these assault frigates over here.
Strike group prepare for assault.
Just completely and utterly rinsed here. Anyway, right. We're not going to start taking fire from those guys, aren't we? Yeah, we are. Right. Let's keep moving. Because as far as I know, these guys will now start taking damage. They're going to be attacking one of my ion cannon frigates. Yeah, that's not going to pass. Group 5 start healing that that ion frigate before it goes. Good. They're attacking the support frigate instead. The cowards. Okay, then the previous idea of, hey, let's do this, we're instead going to do the opposite. We're not going to be subtle whatsoever.
Group 4 reports victory.
Let's have a look at our salvage corvettes. Still going good. They are going down into the death zone though, which is going to be fun. You guys, if you want to go a bit higher before you all get rinsed.
Order confirmed.
Just in case these guys get destroyed, which I don't think is going to happen, so stay there. Heading back over here. We're now getting attacked by these guys. Good, right. Take those guys out.
Destroyed.
And drone frigates start engaging. You may now deploy
Group 4
drones.
defeated the enemy.
Moving to intercept. Friendlies under fire. Moving in. Group 4.
Group 4 engage that.
Battle positions. Group 2 standing by.
Group 2, Group 3, and Group 4.
We must destroy the garrison protecting the
Group 3
station.
reporting.
Enemy units cannot be allowed to escape, or they may alert the Empire to our presence.
Take out the carrier. We're going to set you guys to neutral, just to give you a bit more speed.
Group 2 copies.
Wow, these defenders really do take a beating.
Moving while engaging.
We are picking up a quantum wave effect. A Taiidan carrier is loading ships and powering up. It must be destroyed before it can hyperspace.
Working on it.
Combat maneuver confirmed. Moving while engaging. Attack coordinates locked in. Group 4 copies.
Take out the research station.
Confirmed.
Group 3, take out those corvettes. These are multi-gun corvettes.
Radiation is much heavier than we expected. Sensors indicate that these veins of space dust may have shielding properties. We recommend using the veins for protection.
I realize that.
Group 4.
And dead.
Strike group attack order confirmed.
Right, strike group. Move into the dust cloud to take out the defenders. Group 6. We're good. We're gaining the heavy cruiser. which will become our flagship of the attack fleet.
Group 4 reporting.
Anyway. You guys take out the defenders and then we should be able to jump
Ready.
away.
Combat maneuver confirmed.
You guys, we probably don't want to lose you since we're still above the frigate cap. We did lose 4 frigates, however. Well, 6 frigates, I can't remember what the number was. Which might be bad, but we should be able to capture some more ships later.
Roger.
In, you know, an area where it's easier to capture ships instead of this area where it's next to impossible. Except, you know, the fact that we've got a
Copies.
heavy cruiser being stolen. Yes. Looks pretty impressive though. Anyway,
Group 4 stand
back over to you.
Group 4 defeated the enemy.
Group 4, get
Enemy
down.
base and fleet destroyed. Hyperspace drives online.
Right.
Group 2 copies. New heading set. Group 3 copies. En route. Moving to destination. Group 3. Coordinates confirmed.
And the carrier, of course, is moving in.
Roger.
And we have everything done. Excellent. We are just waiting on the heavy cruiser being abducted by the mothership. Which may take a while. And there we go.
Copy.
We own a heavy cruiser. Excellent. That's pretty much all that's going to happen for today. We're going to automatically harvest all the thousands of resources we have here. This field is worth 11,000, that field's worth 11,000. We have quite a lot of resources to help replenish our fleet if we could. I should be using up heavy cruiser slots. We have 3 of them in comparison to the 8 destroyers that we can technically have, even though we have more. So, that will be all for now.
Stand down. We're on hold.
Yeah, so, until next time. My name has been Zero Jake. End transmission.